2 weeks on from the exciting Canadian Grand Prix, we move back to Europe. It's the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Been on the Formula 1 calendar since 1991, and it hosts round 10 of F1 2024. 9 races down already this season. Formula 1 now enters a triple header. This weekend is the Spanish Grand Prix before Austria rounds out for June, and the British Grand Prix kicks off July, the halfway stage of the season. Then it's a couple of weeks break before Hungary and Belgium round out July. August after the summer break takes us as well to the Netherlands. Then September kicks off with Italy, Azerbaijan and Singapore. October takes us to United States and Austin, Texas, followed then by Mexico. November sees Brazil and Las Vegas. December sees Qatar and the season round out in Abu Dhabi. After victory in the Canadian Grand Prix, Max Verstappen leads on 194 points to Charles Leclerc on 138. Lando Norris has 131 with Carlos Sainz on 108, a point clear of Sergio Perez. Oscar Piastri is on 81, George Russell on 69 with Lewis Hamilton 55. Alonso's on 41 and Yuki Tsunoda still in the top 10 on 19. On the second page, Lance Stroll has 17, Danny Ricciardo is on 9. Ollie Behrman still with those 6 points from Saudi Arabia, same with Nico Hülkenberg. 3 points for Pierre Gasly and 2 for Alexander Albon and Esteban Ocon. Kevin Magnussen's on 1 point. Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas and Logan Sargent still no points. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead on 301 points to Ferrari on 252. McLaren have 212, the Mercedes on 124. Aston Martin have 58 with RB on 28. Haas have 7, Alpine 5, Williams on 2. Kick Sauber still pointless so far in 2024. Let's take a look at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya here in Spain, a 2.893 mile circuit, now 14 turns in total, 2 DRS zones as well, and the longest run down to turn 1 on the Formula 1 calendar. Now it's a fast circuit again. Get a good exit out of the last corners as well. Fast, flat out, full power now, down towards turn number 1. It's the longest start-finish straight in Formula 1. From the control line to turn 1, it's 871 metres to the braking zone as well. Drop down at about 70 metres. Flick the car through on the inside line as well through 1-2. Uphill through 3. Keep the car sort of dead centre. Hold it as you rise up into 7th gear. Let the car drift out, but don't let it go over. The car will find understeer. Get the car towards the centre to pick up the exit line here and straight line down towards turn 5. The Seat corner. 3rd gear, inside line, gentle on the throttle because the rear steps out and snaps. Under the bridge, that vibrates if you stand on it as well. Through 7 and 8, then uphill, chicane-style section before turn 9. Flat out through Kamsa, feathering that throttle before the DRS opens. On the run, down towards the new turn 10. Flick the car in, it's a double apex, so let it just drift and pick up the accelerates up through into 11 and 12. Inside line crucial here as well because the rear wants to step out. Into turn 13, now a long sweeping right, so's turn 14, the last corner at New Holland. Quick downshift, back up the speed, over the curves, DRS open and across the line. And that is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya here in Spain, Catalunya. It's the afternoon here in Barcelona and we are all set to go for what's going to be a very classic second practice session. A lot of interest coming our way as well. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. It's hot here, both in the UK and trackside, both at 24 degrees. which means me and Jess are going to be needing a lot of fans over the next couple of weeks as well. Jess is alongside as well for the pre-show here as we wait for JT. Don't worry, I'm not always in. We'll turn the light off here in the commentary box for a little bit to get rid of some of the heat, because everything was starting to overheat. So the television light sort of coming towards us at the moment, so don't let that bother you too much. Megan Burge is on her way shortly, as well as Josh T. They'll be in the box with us, and Jess will be hanging around watching in the background before she takes over for F1 Academy. Hi Jess, first of all, what did you make of the Canadian Grand Prix? I know we talked about it in Le Mans last week, but you weren't in Canada, so what did you make of Canada?
Canada was a really great race. It had a bit of everything, really. We didn't know what the weather was going to do in terms of when it was going to dry and all that. And it was great to see Haas doing the gamble with the strategy. It worked to begin with, but the track dried up and it didn't work in their favour. But sometimes you've got to take gambles, and if it paid off, it would have been absolutely lovely to see. But Lando, always been up there near Max Verstappen. He's been the one that's been very consistent this season, so I'll keep my eye on him this weekend, especially after he did very well in free practice one earlier on this lunchtime.
Yep, topped to Verstappen by 24 thousandths of a second as well. Looks like we've got possibility of all four teams being involved, the Red Bulls as well, the McLarens, the Ferraris and the Mercedes all getting involved for pole position. They've all sort of closed up. Who do you think has got the early lead coming into practice 2 this afternoon?
It's going to be hard to tell because Spain is a track where it could be unpredictable. So I can't wait to see. I hope to see the Ferraris improve a bit because they were struggling a bit. I haven't seen what the Mercedes are capable yet, so I'll be interested to see there. What could Perez do as well, because Perez needs to step it up. But Red Bull haven't brought many upgrades as other teams, but that is being caused by Perez's crash on a few weeks ago. So it will be interesting. I know some teams will be keeping an eye on that to make sure that the upgrades could help them. But if Piastri does well, that'll be good because he doesn't have as much upgrades as Lando Norris. But that's always been a thing at McLaren where Lando tested it first and then it's Oscar. Same happened in Silverstone last year too, and Piastri still did well. So I don't think that's going to hinder Piastri too much. But it's not that long before we get underway for the World Feed.
Thank you, Jess. Here's Simon with all the news.
True of the timings for the rest of the weekend here on Sky Sports F1. You can join Rachel and the team from 6:15 with the F1 show. That follows the second practice session. It's busy on track this weekend with F2, F3 and F1 Academy. Practice 3 is from 11:15 on Saturday, qualifying from 2:10. And then on Sunday, 12:30 on air. Race getting underway at 2 o'clock. Right, let's head upstairs to David Croft.
Second practice is getting ready to begin at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia here in Spain. It's round 10 of the 2024 season and the third European round of the championship. Been on the calendar since 1991. This amazing circuit has gone through a couple of modifications, but finally it's back to what we all know and love. It's a 4.657 kilometre circuit, 2.894 miles, 67% of the lap is spent at full throttle, 14 turns in total. Elevation change, you can see on the orbital, 29.64 metres, highest at turn number 4. Pirelli have brought the hardest tyres here as well. The C1 white hard, the C2 yellow medium, the C3 soft red as well, just in case we need them to be competitive. beautiful hot conditions though. Track temperature is at 24.6 degrees. Air temperature / track temperature 43.1. Air temperature 24.6. 54% humidity as well. No rain today, but there is rain expected to come in as well on Sunday. And just alongside me in the commentary box, this is absolutely fantastic.
You can see, if you're watching on the World feed, the paddock right now, an aerial shot of the paddock, and it does look quite busy, and you can see a lot of fans in the grandstand already for FP2, and it's clear Friday afternoon. So great to see a lot of support still in humid conditions as well. They want to see, of course, Carlos Sainz doing well, and Fernando Alonso. Will any one of those drivers be able to pick up the victory on Sunday? But of course, we'll have to wait and see.
Looks absolutely fantastic out of the commentary box window from the Sky F1 TV pictures as well. They're in a commentary box about 3 doors down from where mine was back in 2019, so I'm a bit jealous. They got a better view. We had the podium and had to sort of look out to the right to see everything else in pre-season testing from where we were writing from, but all good. Fans are here, passionate as ever. And the new pit paddock complex looks brilliant as well. Once again, they've got new parasols over the roof as well. Solar panels on one half of the roof. The other half still accessible to fans as well. And the new walkway system as well, where you can go down, where there's a lovely restaurant that you can go and have some dinner in as well. Very reasonable prices. Very good food as well. They do a lovely hot pot, I might say as well, for dinner that we had one year as well. So Carlos Sainz, home Grand Prix. Rumours swirling around him in between the gap between practice 1 and practice 2. It was supposed to be announced today that he had signed a deal with a new F1 team. Now hearing that has been pushed back to Silverstone, the announcement, in 3 weeks' time. Now, to me, Jess, that signals Williams have got him. And it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, because Williams is a British team, so I can understand why they want to push it back to then if that's the case. And I think out of all the options, I think Williams is more one I think he will suit well with Albon. Obviously, Mercedes, they're really wanting Antonelli in there, but I've heard rumours that Antonelli could maybe not be in Mercedes, so I don't know who's going to go there. Probably Ocon. I'm starting to think now that could go to Mercedes, because obviously Mercedes junior driver, so if they don't get Antonelli, I'm almost certain they're going to get Ocon in Mercedes, but I'm sure things are pretty much set in stone anyway. But yeah, I think out of all the other teams, I could see Sainz at Williams. I don't think I can see him in Alpine, to be honest, because the Alpine trajectory is going downhill, and Aston Martin, obviously Stroll's going to stay there. Haas, I think we know. But we know Behrman's got a seat, but is Magnussen going to keep his seat? I don't know. But green light is on, Josh.
Underway then, and the cars venture out onto the circuit. Hamilton followed by Bottas, Verstappen coming out there doing Norris, so they're all looping out there on the circuit. Down the pit lane though, no Ted Kravitz this weekend. It's the one and only Bernie Collins who's going to be introducing it, and we'll let Jess head down to said pit lane now and bring Josh T in, and we'll get ready to hand over to Bernie down there in the pits. Hi JT, welcome back, how are you doing? Can't even click it, he's just having technical issues with the microphone not being plugged in. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
I forgot I unplugged my headphone mic on the sound mixer because I was using my boom arm a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
Was that just... Oh, that's why I couldn't hear him, because the sky fader was up. I was wondering, why is he so low? But it's me not having the right fader. So Daniel Ricciardo getting some aero paint down there as well, being dished on the halo. They've got a couple of new upgrades as well to come into it.
Facilities here. I'm only trying to stop you digging a hole for yourself, but if you want to, carry on. Proper tracks, as opposed to proper street tracks.
Hang on, the email's coming in from Montreal as we speak.
TV's Matt Baker, care of Sky Studios, Grant Way, Osterley. Right, down to the pit lane, and Bernie Collins, and I hope you're in the shade down there, Bernie, because there's a lovely new building casting a shade over that pit lane, and I think you need it today.
Well, yes, it's definitely a lot shadier than it was in the P1 session, Crofty. We've also got 4 degrees cooler on the ambient and the track temperature, so that'll be significant for the soft tyres. The other thing to sort of say is that 2 of the teams, Ferrari and Mercedes, did not run the soft tyre in the first session. So they have a lot to learn about that soft tyre compared to McLaren and the other one, McLaren and Mercedes, I think.
Yeah,
Ace, thank you very much, Bernie. He was down there in the pit lane this weekend, taking over from Ted Kravitz, who's having a weekend off before joining us again in Austria and the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Martin Brundle's back next week as well, actually, so that's going to be very exciting. If you're wondering why Martin Brundle hasn't been on many Sky F1 races over the past couple of months, it's because over the winter break he had a new ankle fitted after his shunt in 1984. So he's finally got it fixed. He's got a new titanium ankle in, and he didn't know how long the recovery would take or how painful it would be. So that's why he has middle to end logged his races. So those races he usually spreads out over the year, he's taken quite a lot off in the first 12 races. So from Silverstone onwards, we'll be seeing a lot more of Martin Brundle. He'll only be missing, I think, 2 races, which is Azerbaijan. I think he's only missing Azerbaijan, actually, looking at the list. So that's where Martin's going to be, if you were wondering. I think it's the first time he's missed the Spanish Grand Prix, actually, in a number of years. Lance Stroll right in the centre of the track again. As always, he was out there in free practice 1 earlier on board with Carlos Sainz, keeping an eye on everything. So yeah, Jess is going to be down in the pit lane. I don't know where Megan is, actually. I bet she's forgot. I honestly bet she's forgot. I'm just going to send her a question mark to see if she remembers. There we go. Because she's 25 minutes after this session ends, she's got her session to come into as well. Fernando Alonso's onboard's looking good. So then, I want to get your thoughts, Josh, on what we've heard today about Flavio Briatore. And I'll get Jess's as well down there from the pits. But what have you made about the news today that Flavio Briatore is back in Formula One as the chief executive? Go on. He is as the chief executive director. So he reports directly to the boss of Renault, but he's now in charge, effectively, of that Alpine project.
Yeah, absolutely as well. I heard it mentioned. I was going to read a little bit more deeper into it, but then it was like, oh, I'm home now. Oh, it's 2 minutes until green light. Not even that. I think I got home at 15:59 or something like that. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. We'll have to see what happens with if Alpine improve, and there's Logan Sargent having a massive snap through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, just twitching ever so slightly, Megan, and running over the exit curb. Hello. We'll get our comcam back up on, by the way, tomorrow when that laptop's charged and not working correctly. I've taken the pillow off. It was annoying me. Do you want to put it back on for you?
Yes.
Jess hates it when I take the GT pillow off.
As do I.
There. It was annoying my neck.
The pillow is comfy. That's why I have it on, because it's comfy and it helps my back.
It was killing my neck. I needed to properly stretch out now. So
Probably because it fits my neck perfectly. That's probably why I like it and you don't.
Fits Megan's perfectly.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I'm too tall. Neck is too
You're too tall.
Yeah, it's the neck. Oh, and Sainz way wide at turn 10. Actually, I don't feel like I slouched a lot, so if I'm going like that.
You need a chiropractor.
I do need a chiropractor. That is 100%.
You can't just keep dealing with me trying to fix it. Also, you need to for me to crack your back again.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
I was in pain last time. Sainz goes 1:14.746. What do you make of it, Jess, then? all this news? Because, of course, we lived in the days of Briatore running the Renault team and all that lot. What do you make of that?
I don't know why, to be honest, because I think the thing that's going to come into my mind is the Crashgate. Like, I've known that he was involved in that, and we know that's going to be investigated potentially in court as well. So
Again,
it's a bit fishy, in my opinion. I know it's been 2008. I know it's like way in the past, but a lot more people are going to know about it soon, and I just don't think it was a smart idea for Alpine to hire him. But you never know. But we may see sense like later on down the line, but for now, I don't think so, as Alonso is about to head towards New Holland to complete his lap.
Over the line, and Fernando Alonso does a 1:16.028 as he, I believe, is beginning a push-pull-push lap as well. Megan, it's kind of like inviting that weird uncle back from Christmas dinner, isn't it? The one who got drunk at the family venue and all that lot. And it's like inviting him back. Why bring Briatore back? He brought so much disgrace to the team. Now, yes, they had success, but it's weird, isn't it?
Stupidity.
Valtteri's going wide at turn 10. Let's hear it on the radio.
Yeah, I saw that.
Got blocked there in the end. Yeah, I saw that on the radio. Bottas still struggling a little bit out there, but it's early on in the session. It's very hot in this commentary box as well. It's very warm, isn't it?
It's for me.
I've been here all day. It's giving me a headache. Like, I think I've got heat stroke from being in here. Seriously.
You probably need to wear sun cream in here.
It's not that. We need a fan, a more powerful fan.
Yeah, that's a heater.
There's no oxygen in here.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to wear one of my ear cups off my ear just to see if that
Turn it to me.
doesn't work. Oh, it's hot. Anyway, Norris continues on top by 83 thousandths of a second, 1:14.197 as well, so he's improving on the time. Look, I'm out of here after this. It's your problem next.
What time?
Immediately after the session.
Not like straight after.
About 25 minutes.
So,
Hamilton's on a push lap as well. We haven't really got much else to talk about. We talked about it all in the first session. Keeping it going a lot.
You should have spread it out.
Well, there was so much to get through. We were expecting more. The only thing I've got to tell Megan is what I told everyone earlier about Carlos Sainz signing for a team. We don't know which one. It's now been delayed till Silverstone. So it must be Williams.
so he's delaying until the track where he had his first victory.
That's true. Did you look at that, actually? Yeah, that's true. Carlos Sainz delaying until he gets there. Hamilton, third. 1:14.294.
Today I just feel not really in the mood for anything.
Not with it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm here, but I'm also just not.
It's one of those days, isn't it? Oh, that's right.
Also, there was a mosquito in the hall, and I can't find it.
Besti's on the screen at the moment on the timing monitor. Bernie's down the pits.
On Red Bull, and we've seen a front wing change on Red Bull. So even in this P2 session, teams still very much testing the car, and hopefully we'll get some images later, but I see Norris go out with Floviz on the rear, which is unusual so early in a P2 session.
2 seconds, Bernie.
Okay, how's the balance, please, Max?
Car's limits. The exits. Still just weird understeer mid-corner. This car doesn't bite.
Understood.
So what's that? A lack of mechanical grip, lack of aero grip? Where's that coming from?
He didn't specify whether it was high speed or lower speed elements of the track, but basically what he's saying is that the front's not there for me when I'm going into the corner, and by the time I get to the mid-corner, the car's not pivoting enough, i.e. it's not rotating enough. But then he's struggling when he gets to the exit with the rear snapping out on him, and he's not confident enough and unsure of the car, what it's doing on the exits.
Right.
So not enough front grip when he turns in, not enough rear grip when he exits the corner.
And he likes a bit of grip. When he turns in, he wants the car to do it.
That's Max's driving style, though, isn't it? As well, he likes that car to grip. He likes it to bounce in, but it's not doing that.
It's not obeying.
It's struggling a lot, isn't it, that car as well? We see this in the practice session, though. Remember back in Canada, he was struggling all across the practice session. Didn't top until the race day.
He was struggling quite a lot.
Yeah, me and Megan might need a wake up. This box is not gone. JT, where have you been, by the way? I thought you finished school. and all that on all the exams.
Yeah, I left at 3:30 and then just come in.
Oh, I thought you'd finished.
No.
Well, we need a dedicated Friday crew.
We need people that, like, we need the government to shorten schools.
Yeah. Tell you one thing as well. This will be the first time that Megan's done a consistently full F1 weekends ever.
Yeah.
Was it Monaco, Spain, Monaco, Canada, Spain?
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah, that's true. Austria next week is a sprint weekend, so you'll be there for that. Then it's the British Grand Prix. Might roll reverse for the British Grand Prix, actually.
Well, I'd be lead.
You get a lead session, and I'll go and watch race control monitors.
It's terrifying.
Verstappen 6 tenths down on his best time as well. He can still not get up there, can he? He's really struggling out there.
You know, when I was in secondary, I finished at half 2.
Our school's weird.
Yeah. Though we started at like 25 past 8, didn't we?
No, but today's timetable was incredible. So in the morning, I was with the maintenance guys, helping them out. Then it was PE, which we did football. Then it was early lunch. Then we travelled to Southampton to do five-a-side football. And then turn 2, trackside.
Yeah, let's head down there and join.
That's productive.
Oh no, Danica! What does she know, trackside?
Understeer, and then the exit snap.
Wait, hang on. If she's doing that, is Danica in the box on Sunday?
No,
No,
on the front sliding, and then what happens is you get to the
2
curb
seconds,
on the
Danica.
exit, and then that's where you get the snap where you lose grip over the curbing. But I tell you who does look good. And
Okay, well,
Ferrari
box
looks
and
very
slack,
stable.
please.
They look like the front end is very planted. It allows them to have a really smooth exit. And McLaren looks pretty good out here. So we'll keep an eye on those Red Bulls, and we'll see if they can improve that understeer so that cleans up the exit here of turn 2.
They won't.
Thanks ever so much, Danica. George Russell, fastest by a 10th from Lando
They
Norris.
won't.
Max.
Danica is a fantastic pundit in IndyCar. She's an okay pundit in NASCAR, but she knows nothing of Formula 1. A racing driver can analyse it, yes, but it grates on me. It's like she's never driven a Formula 1 car.
She really should.
It bugs me. It does. I would much. I'm so happy that Bernie's here this weekend. So happy because that is the female talent we need to promote. It's just I don't know. Rachel's here this weekend as well. She did a stellar job in practice 1. If I was in charge of Sky Sports F1,
you wouldn't cut to ad breaks as much.
1. Well, to be fair, we only had 2 in the first session compared to 4. So that's
First session. The restart.
Yeah, right, that's it. But I would, if I was in charge of Sky Sports F1, major reshuffles would happen. Like major. Oh, some cool there finally. Do you know the first thing I'd do? The first thing I'd do is I would make sure that at every Grand Prix there is the same set team that moves around and shifts. So that we don't get the same old, so that we get, one group, then the other, then the other, then the other. And in the second half of the season, swap those groups around. So it creates diversity. I wouldn't have Danica and I wouldn't have Naomi. The 2 drivers who have never driven in Formula 1.
I really should.
Ever. I would bring in Ruth Buscombe and I'd bring in Alice Powell. That's what I'd do. Oh, Russell's turning off the track.
Haven't you taken something like
Also, yes, I have taken something like that. Without realising that you can also have your ashes scattered at this circuit as well. So, yeah, there's a bit of Bob from Clifton up there.
That's actually quite unnerving. Imagine getting crashed into on a constant basis.
Yeah. And there's an oil spill, but don't worry, it's been cleaned up by Barbara from Southampton. It's quite funny. What a place to have your ashes scattered there in a racing circuit. Fantastic.
Get fans picking you up all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You get thrown at the dust that gets
MotoGP, yeah.
put up.
Ah, same thing said for anything. Let's have a look at George Russell. What's he up to? This is at 6 and 7. Turns in 7 and 8. Oh, rear slides out again. That was
Toto realising that he's on TV with a slow zoom and how sad he looks, so he gives us a smile, and he's probably deep in thought about how to make it look like Hamilton's car has not been sabotaged.
Right, that's another thing I wanted to get into. Nice segue. There's been a lot of rumours. I showed you this in practice 1. I've been researching it in between. There was a lot of rumours. Oh, right, never mind. We're not going to get a chance because we're going to go over to BBC Radio 5 Live.
You can quickly say it instead of them.
I would rather have the breaks, and if anything important happens, we've got the commentators commentating on it, which is kind of the whole point of what we do. So let's hand over.
And I will use this break.
If we can.
BBC, yeah, Josh.
Yeah, sorry, 2 seconds. We're going to pass over now, so that's right.
He did a purple sector time, so his fastest of all. So the medium tyres seem to be hanging on reasonably well. And you were saying earlier, Harry, that it's the 3 hardest compounds this weekend in Spain. That's because these long, medium and high-speed corners put lots of lateral load through the tyres, and the softer compounds just wouldn't really be able to cope with them so effectively.
Yeah, it's a really high-speed circuit, flowing, tough on the driver's neck and body because of the long corners that it's made up of, particularly through turns 3, coming into the braking zone of 4, and then you go a little bit further around through that the fast right-hander of turn 9, which leads you onto that short back straight where you get the other DRS zone. And now, since they removed the chicane on the final corner, the run through 13, then 14, the right-hander that sees off a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. All quiet out on track at the moment. Everybody's in the pits. Oh no, Logan Sargent is coming out in the Williams to try and get a bit more data under his belt. He's coming out on the soft compound of tyre. Now, I know it's a good point to talk about Sargent, actually, because we do obviously, the performance deficit is there to Alex Albon. But even Albon has been saying in recent interviews that it's not always fair to judge it based on that because they haven't had the same spec of car. Albon has had the upgrades.
He's being nice, and I'm going to be really blunt here to say that Sargent is not going to be in that car next year. He's not good enough to be in that car. And if Williams have any hopes of moving up the grid, and they do, they're building something at Williams in the background. There's a lot of things being put in place. They need 2 drivers that are able to carry the performance they're trying to deliver to the car. They need to be able to carry that forward. And Sargent at the moment, repeatedly, has not been able to do that.
Yeah, it's very clear from the messaging from Williams. I think at the moment that they're not going to keep him. I think it's actually surprising in a way that they kept him for this year. They found themselves in a bit of a difficult situation where there were other alternatives. They were thinking about Liam Lawson at one point, for example, but they didn't really want to get into a whole negotiation with Red Bull about that because he's the reserve driver at the RB team at the moment. It would have been a bit complicated for them. But I think there were questions as to whether Logan Sargent was ever really meriting a Formula One graduation from Formula 2. He did okay in Formula 2. I can't remember where he finished, 4th or 5th, was it, in 2022. You know, it was solid,
4th.
But, you know, he had...
Right. So, it's gone off again. 39 minutes left of the session. Let's keep talking randomly until they go back on. Russell is currently leading, well, the timings.
Hello, Megan.
Hello.
I'm here.
The only 2 drivers out on track is Piastri and Sargent.
That's all right, because the world feed's back anyway.
Oh, and now it's just Sargent. Piastri.
Oh, it just came back from the end of it there.
This is why they should let it break.
Where's control messages then? 23 minutes. Sargent 7th, 1:15.070. Great time from him there.
It's been oddly quiet.
Yes, it has, isn't it?
Magnussen must not have been out long.
New Sky Sports app, by the way.
Oh.
They've updated it. Made it a lot easier. And now the streams are in 4K.
Oscar Piastri looked so shocked just then.
And if I'm not mistaken, yes, they have. They've pulled the gap down. The gap between TV pictures and the pit lane channel now stands at 27 seconds, down from 58. Bernie's in the pits.
Of people now starting to run out on those soft tyres. We can see the two Mercedes in front of me still in the garage, prepping the car. A few last-minute adjustments, but this is where the quali sims are really going to happen. Can they get the most out of that
improved it on
soft
Android
tyre?
too.
Does it need one cool lap or two cool laps? These are the big
Leclerc's
questions
live.
ahead of qualifying. This is your one chance to get it right.
Hang on a minute. Where's Perez? Down to 11. No, Perez is behind. Leclerc's live. I just had Leclerc's on board, and his picture was live to me. Let's have a look.
There he is.
Leclerc's exiting the... Where is he? No, that's not Leclerc, that's Sainz. Leclerc's coming down towards turn 1. The onboards are live. Look, I'm watching Charles Leclerc on the TV camera here, and that's live to where he is. Is Perez. Perez is delayed, but Leclerc's is live, so they must be testing it out to give us back the onboard cameras.
Let's see who else is live.
Wow, we've got the onboard mix here. Oh, we're on board with Checo anyway. Let's have a look at Max. Is he out there on the
There's
track?
not much of a delay between the onboard and when we see it live.
Yeah, there is. Not.
Great.
Max in the pits. Oh,
Thank you. Bye. I'm going to try it on Sky Glass layer to see if there's not much of a delay there, because it was 20 seconds, I remember before.
see, what I would do is, I know I'm cheeky. Do you know what I'd do? If I had Dad's Skybox as well, I'd have the main box and the mini box on 2 different televisions and have the red button stuff there. But I know we've got it on an iPad up here. But we need better information.
I don't know why, but Haas sometimes gives the most cryptic messages.
They always do. Perez is backed off. I'm just watching Max Verstappen in the garage right now as well on the camera.
And some water. Weirdly, the water... Is that water? Yeah.
No, it's a fan. It's a pocket fan.
It looks like water, because right now it looks like they're feeding him like a hamster.
Do you know one thing I generally looked at? But they would interfere with the mic. Getting those fans you wear around your neck that come out to here.
That terrify me. I'm just like, la la la. Oh no, my lead.
Yeah, knowing you would. Carlos Sainz up towards the line. What's his time going to be? Fastest by 8/10 on the soft tyre. 1:13.286, fastest time of the weekend so far. That's more like it.
Look, there's Perez.
Perez is in the pit lane, right in front of Max.
And then weirdly,
on my
wanted to
Sky
let go.
Sports app, I'm on 35 minutes and 35 seconds.
So it's around about, so it's down from a full minute to 30 seconds. That's about the same as F1 TV, isn't it?
Max is going out.
Yeah.
It's the same as Sky Glass, actually.
Oh, that's even better. Big updates then, finally.
I love how you guys have got massive updates, and my one is at 30 seconds behind.
Have you updated the app yet?
No, it's around about the same as me, Josh. T.
I mean, I just refreshed it and it's working now, but it was a full minute and a half behind.
Yeah, always refresh. Max is out on the track now as well. This is great now.
I'm just so enjoying
It gives me a chance to use my toy tomorrow.
Squirt gun. Fill it full of water in this heat.
I brought my friend's kids that bubble gun as well. Loved it. We went through the entire little bottle. It's a good thing I did buy that litre one.
Wait, no, mine's gone
You're
back
right.
to a full minute behind now.
Must be internet.
Internet!
Which is amazing for us.
Hey, look, he was there just a minute ago. We saw him go past. This is fun.
I must admit, it's nice having the onboards, but I'd like it if we had like multi-screen. Sky should give us the multi-screen that we can choose who to watch.
Can you imagine viewer Kevin Magnussen?
Yeah, like I want on the iPad to be able to open multiple. I tell you what though, multi-viewer should allow us to use Sky F1 as Sky Sports app as well. Or F1 could just give us multi-viewer.
Yeah.
I would buy the most powerful PC on the planet and have multiple screens if we had multi-viewer. Every driver's on board on a screen just below us.
That would be nice.
Data screens on one side, drivers on the other. I seriously want a commentary box where I'm going to say, can I have all the drivers on board, please? So we can keep an eye on things.
It'd certainly make it easy to know it's crashed.
Yeah.
I feel like today is just a very chill day. They're back.
Yeah, you can smell the brakes, can't you? Verstappen's fastest in that first sector as well.
I don't know why. I closed my eye to show
21.735 for Verstappen in that first sector. He's got a bit wide out of turn 9 out of Capsa.
Oh, let me see in a second.
Down to turn 10. Swoops it in. 3/10 down. Look how much time he lost on those soft tires. Softs are not picking up as much grip as we thought they would here.
They're not.
Just having a look at Max now again through 9.
I fancy a snack.
We're on board with Max actually on the onboard camera as well, so I'm seeing him now. He's fighting for control massively. He's gone third fastest, 2/10 down the fastest third sector.
He's going a bit slow.
He's not too bad in sector 3. Sector 2 was a lot more wrestling on control of the wheel as well.
But he's riding the curve.
Stroll is slow, says Kenny. Hello, SHT.
Here's a replay of Joguanyu.
This is
riding the curve.
Into 13. There's a driver in the way. It looks like a Mercedes. Who is that? No, he didn't.
Can you tell me who was the driver? Racing booth? It was Tsunoda. Not surprised.
Chinese versus Japanese.
Why did he say he wasn't surprised? And also, you can't block a person from that far back.
There was no blocking going on there at all. That was a normal session. That was just him getting a bit frustrated there, I think.
Yeah. Don't take it out on Tsunoda. Just because he likes to swear on the radio, he's getting better with that.
We've had it officially confirmed, by the way. Alpine are pink this weekend. They look black to me, but...
Yeah, they really do.
It's really weird. I mean...
Look.
Yeah. Alpine, I think, are the most disappointing team on the grid right now. No wonder they brought Flavio Briatore back.
Does Max just shine his helmet consistently? Because it's really shiny.
It's like that reflective metallic paint you get on. Like a bronze pole. Copper pole.
I feel like just to make sure it's always shiny, he must just like keep waxing it. Just like
He also likes replying to his girlfriend's Instagram tweets. At the same time, he's live on Twitch. Playing Call of Duty. With both hands. How did you reply to that tweet, we wonder?
Voice?
Nope. Kelly. Yeah. Getting worse.
Maybe he asked her to put that.
There's Esteban Ocon's partner. I want to say Esteban Ocon's partner. I'm hoping that is Esteban Ocon's partner. If it's Pierre Gasly, we're starting a whole other war, but still, there we are in the back of the garage. Piastri.
I'm starting to believe now that Ocon, I think, is going to get the Mercedes seat alongside George Russell.
Well, he does have a destructive nature.
I think, personally, I'd say Ocon. I would say Ocon is pretty much out the door.
Maybe. The whole situation is giving me a bit Nicholas Latifi vibes.
I think we're going to see... I thought Sainz would go to Red Bull, to be fair. I didn't expect him to go...
Well, I think he might have been considering it, but then Checo signed again.
Well...
And he was like...
It's confusing me. The driver market...
It's gone off. Who should we have next?
Last time, just put the onboard mix on. Random. It's Piastri. Oh, everyone bombing now. Really good quality, actually. Yeah, I'll go tomorrow and on the race control streams while you lot do this. Piastri 113.622. Do you know, when we get the wireless equipment, I could be with that microphone upstairs in my room and you'll still hear me. So I could be in 2 different locations.
You could be at Morrison's.
Yeah. Gonna come in so handy.
Well, actually, maybe not Morrison's because Steel.
Little Tesco, I think, is the first you can go.
Yeah, I mean, Morrison's is in range, I think it would be, but it has that steel underneath
Yeah,
it. Which,
terrible signal.
yeah.
Tell you what, though, this entire practice too has sort of crashed compared to what we had this morning, hasn't it? No one's doing anything out there.
Yeah, and I was watching the timing screens this morning. How boring was F3 practice? Because I was looking at the timing screens. No one moved for like half an hour.
Well, the first 15 minutes of both F3 and F2 is the track acclimatization session. That was put into the rules this year. But after that, no one moved. And then they did one install lap into the pit lane. There we go. And it was boring as hell. I think I've just sort of had it with
people.
No, those practice sessions, they're so boring to cover. The problem is we
just
can't...
do it as like 1 minute video, just summarising the session.
Unfortunately, the deal, we've got to do it. It's like, that's the deal with FOM these days. All or nothing. All or nothing.
Wait, you actually have a deal with FOM?
Well, they stopped me having a go now, yeah. I got bored with them last time out, so, I got people on side, remember? Don't know won't do anything anymore. Just gonna say. That's quite funny. Mainly because their first ever stream they did on Women's World Championship racing, they copyrighted themselves.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I think now we're just like, that is actually a really big problem now.
I laughed my head off.
Hopefully it'll change though.
They fixed it though.
That's good.
Yeah, but they fixed it, which means, how did they fix it? And what's the difference between them and a normal YouTuber? Nothing. They shouldn't be, and it was because they got their channels back. It's ridiculous.
On board with Lewis.
Down to turn 1. Nice on the brakes. Nice entry. Lewis looking very strong this week.
What is that?
It's a fly.
Yeah, are you sure it looks kind of yellow?
It's a fly. Lewis looking very strong at the moment on this track. He's winding up.
Does Megan think it's a wasp or something?
Yeah, she's moving on like crazy. Lewis is having a very good sector timing, actually. Russell in his way, his own teammate, gets out of it. Strolls up the road, so watch out for that. I think Stroll might be on a push like that, so that's okay. Revs are like crazy. 6th gear through Kamsa. That's interesting. Usually you downshift from 6th, you downshift from 7th to 6th, but he just stayed flat.
And yeah, that's slower.
Campset is flat. That's new. Usually, Jess, you have to lift through there, don't you?
No, turn 9's flat now.
What about the last corner? Still lift there or flat?
You lift a bit, yeah.
Let's see how he does.
I should have got Jess to call that lap, to be fair. She's the racing driver. Jess does more racing here than anyone.
I've got a race tomorrow at Jeddah.
Oh, God.
They're basically, it's a female racer championship, and the calendar, it's all the tracks that F1 Academy is going to, I just figured out.
That's by design, isn't it?
The developments there on 5 right.
Right. Let's head back to BBC Radio 5 Live.
F5 Live
minutes
back.
remain. Hamilton is still fastest of anybody ahead of Sainz. Norris, Gasly's up there in 4th for Alpine, having put the soft tyres on. Then it's Verstappen in 5th, Leclerc, Piastri, Russell, Ocon, Bottas in 10th. The two Hasses are 11th and 12th. Magnussen ahead of Hulkenberg. Alonso ahead of Tsunoda in 13th and 14th. Then it's Ricciardo, Joe, Stroll, Albon, Sargent and Sergio Perez. Been in the pits for a little while, only done 8 laps, down in 20th. hasn't been out on the soft compounder tyre, so I wonder if there is a little bit of an issue going on down on the Mexican side of the garage.
Yeah, it does appear that way. He is the only person not to have tried the soft tyre yet, so although seeing Sergio Perez that far down the order has not been that out of the ordinary in recent weeks, I do think today is a little bit different. I guess we've seen the best of all the soft tyres now, and it is Hamilton that tops the timesheets. We're now starting to get extended runs on these tyres to see what the longevity is like. This is a circuit, as Andrew said earlier, that is really quite tough on tyres, and even over one lap, particularly this is a factor in qualifying, you can, if you're not careful, take too much out of your tyres in the early part of the lap to leave you with not enough performance towards the end, particularly with the tyres on the left-hand side. It's very heavy on those. The last and final corner is a very long, sweeping right-hander. It puts a lot of strain and builds up a lot of temperature in those left-hand side tyres. And if you've worked them too hard in the early part of the lap, you can start to suffer. So it's one of those tracks where you have to balance how much you take out of it in qualifying early in the lap to make sure you've got enough left at the end.
Yeah, this is a high degradation circuit, and certainly we're running it a little bit later than usual as well in the season, so temperatures are higher than normal. Air temperature 24.8 degrees, track temperature 42.6 degrees, about 50% humidity as well. And the grandstands are absolutely packed. Everybody enjoying Formula One cars out on track, but also the sun beating down in between the puffy white clouds and blue sky, a world away from the rain and grey that was covering the paddock and the track yesterday. And yeah, mixture of cars out on track. We spoke a lot and debated a lot about the Alpine problem in free practice 1, so I don't want to dredge that all up. But one of the interesting conversations, as Sergio Perez is now back out on track, this time on the soft tyre, but one of the more interesting conversations I thought recently is now there seems to be a talking point around Renault, who effectively run Alpine, dropping their engine program, and Alpine effectively becoming a customer of another team. And this just feels like a really odd situation for a team that is steeped in history within Formula One. But also when you've got teams that are being denied entry, like Andretti, that come with General Motors, Cadillac, General Motors sort of backing them as an engine, as a power unit supplier, and they're being told no, it just seems like A, it doesn't add up, but B, could there also be an opportunity there?
Yeah, it's weird on so many fronts. I mean, I keep thinking about the fact that if this happens, if Alpine...
Right, so you're back with us now. I just saw something pop up about Gasly. Perez has 3 green sector times. Where does he go up to? I cannot find him on the screen.
13.
13.
Hello.
That is surprisingly slow.
Just had to work out why BBC went off at precisely the right time. It was Hamilton with a nose ring in against regulations, but
why does he have that in?
Signed a waiver. That was last year's costume drama. JT,
it's a safety
ring. Now, I am questioning choices.
Sanity.
And why I'm questioning the weather. It is the same temperature where I am here, air temperature, than it is in Spain.
24.8 degrees.
Yes.
Here it is.
You want to know what mine is? Mine is 17 degrees.
I'd rather be where Jess is. Ours is 23. Let's get Andrew.
Yeah, it was meant to rain like later on, but anyway, I'll let you carry
on from that, Crofty.
I'm not saying you need your back, but you know.
I'll do some research. I'll find some defence before tomorrow. What I was going to say was there was quite a lot of work going on in that car for Checo Perez in between the runs. He obviously went out very, very late. When I looked at the upgrades list, Red Bull have bought a lot of coolant upgrades, a lot to the rear end of the car. And when I see the work that was going on in the garage, a lot of it was rear corner brake ducts, rear engine coolant cover was off. So it almost seems like some sort of coolant issue, coolant concerns. They took the car apart, then buttoned it all up, taped it up, so they don't look not totally satisfied with the coolant to the rear of that car. Just surmising from the work I see in the garage.
Thanks, Evan.
Cheers, Bernie. I've got a bad feeling that Danica's trackside somewhere, so... No?
And great to have you with us. Currently 11th and 12th after the soft tyre runs. And let's talk temperature first and foremost. Today, very hot. Sunday could be a lot cooler. Is that a big challenge for you as a team principal to steer the team engineering-wise through towards Sunday's race?
Yes and no. Yes, that condition change is always a big challenge, but we set the car for the race, so our target is obviously to score points on Sunday. So that's our priority if we have to compromise one of them.
Io, it's Anthony here. You've had, in recent races, some good fights with Alpine, but they seem to be right up there now, P4 for Pierre Gasly. What do you put that down to?
I guess they improved the car. I mean, the Sector 3 looks very, very strong, so we got to look at the data tonight and see how we can improve our Sector 3 performance.
Io, just looking at that performance, you know, we're seeing drivers not necessarily able to keep the tyre for the whole lap. What are you saying to your guys about managing Sector 1 versus, you know, making sure they have life in the tyre for Sector 3?
That's something we really have to study tonight, because we didn't get good enough lead on the FP1, and of course track temperature is a bit low now as well. So this is the most representative session. So clearly it's a one-lap tyre, so Karim, like you say, we got to really achieve the right balance. That's the work for us tonight.
And in terms of FP1, give us some feedback on Ollie Behrman, another practice session for you. Did he stick to the run plan? What were you asking him to do today?
No, again, he's done another excellent job this morning. You know, had some aero test planned, both low fuel run, high fuel run. All of them, he managed to run through the program very well. His feedback was really good. He always understands the context he's in, so it's very impressive again.
And Aya, let's just talk about your car. You brought upgrades to Imola. You've not brought a huge amount to this race weekend. When's your next scheduled upgrade, and are you at a disadvantage to others given that you've not brought new parts for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, our plan was always to bring the upgrade as soon as possible. That's why we brought it earlier in the season. And then, yes, you know, compared against people who brought upgrades here, I'm sure we're a bit disadvantaged here and also the next race, because our next upgrade is planned for Silverstone. But you know, it's our strategy. We wanted to bring the upgrade as soon as possible, so that's what we did.
Aya, thanks ever so much indeed. Great to have you with us. We'll speak a little more tomorrow.
Thank you. He was in Le Mans last weekend in a camper van with his kids.
Of course he was.
I was thinking about something about Doctor Who. Right, so 15 minutes to go on the session. Hello. And it's still just kind of stayed the same, really.
Not much has happened in this practice 2 session for us to analyse. They've all just been out there on soft tyre runs, medium tyre runs, and no one's really given us like a wow factor. Mainly because they're all expecting it to rain on Sunday.
True.
So it's like, well, what's the point?
Does that mean I can ask my Doctor Who?
Well, they should have practiced weather, personally.
Yeah. Look at that. Fernando Alonso last race win was here in 2013, 11 years ago.
I feel like that's actually kind of fitting that it was here.
Yeah, but would he win again?
Hopefully. So, does that mean I can ask my Doctor Who question?
Go on.
Why, when the Toymaker shot the 14th Doctor, was there no holes in the clover?
I don't know either.
The galvanic beam would have burnt something. I mean, it literally went through him. Yeah, no holes in the clothing. I also asked that of the 13th Doctor.
Already started. It's weird that you got killed by energy twice.
Yeah, in a day.
Yeah.
He went from seeing the Master to finding out he's been locked in the Toymaker's tooth.
In 15 hours.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is the same first 15 hours of regeneration.
He's just really unlucky.
Yeah, especially...
Sorry, back to F1. Bernie's down the
When
pits.
you watch and see where Leclerc is, you'll see that he's not actually out on track, and that's because he's here with us. in the garage. There's some front suspension setup changes going on in that Ferrari. What they will be trying to do is change how much of the tyre is in contact with the road. And they'll be hoping to do that ahead of the long runs to try and help the stability of the car. But it is losing valuable laps on the board for long run data for Ferrari at this stage. It doesn't look that panic. They will get back out again, but they'll definitely have lost some crucial laps.
Perez and Leclerc.
Thank you very much, Bernie. As we take a look now, Russell's closing in on the back of Zhou Guan Yu on the run. Let's give you a quick rundown. Hamilton. Oh, never mind. Danica's at turn 7.
You're braking and going down to 4th gear. So you're coming from 6th down to 4th gear, entering turns 7, 8. And while it was a little bit more exciting when they were at speed doing qualifying runs, you got a really good feel for what the attitude of the car was. You see, as the car goes through the corner and it exits, and you can't see it there, but there's a bump on exit, and you can get a feel for the ride height of the car and what kind of attitude they have. And the thing that was very obvious was the Ferraris were hitting a lot. Red Bull was not, but what was really spectacular, I think, was Mercedes. Mercedes' entry to turn 7 here was so fast, and it was so tidy all the way through 7, all the way up. You could visibly see the speed that Lewis had on that lap. It was very obvious. So that car looks to be extremely stable and comfortable in this mid to high speed corner here. But take a look at the fans. Look at this. The whole side of the hill here is full for an FP2 practice on Friday. It's good to see. It's a beautiful day. And these cars look pretty spectacular.
We're talking Indy.
Right.
Don't say it.
Say what?
Right. Let me say something. Let me get JT, say something.
Okay. Hello.
What about you?
Right.
If you throw it to JT and he's not expecting it, he'll say 3 words. You go.
Right.
So.
Right. So.
Yeah. JT does similar. But he'll go.
I usually read out.
He'll go, what is it, anyway, as well.
I usually also read out the time.
It's so weird.
It's just...
I have no idea what's going on because the amount of lag that just came through was insane.
Yeah, I have no clue either, Josh. What?
Right.
What are you saying?
Basically, if you throw it to Megan and she's not expecting it, she'll go, right, so. And if you throw it to JT and he's not expecting it, I can't remember what it is right now, but he repeats 3 different words. One of them is...
Do I?
Yeah, you go as well.
Exactly, as well.
Yeah, exactly as well, yeah. It's those 3 words on repeat. Anyway is in there too.
Somewhere.
It's just it's those.
We all have words that we say if we're struggling what to say. We all do.
Right.
It's better than
Exactly.
I sound like an Alpine then. Even it doesn't know why it's that bad. Why am I so bad? In a French accent.
What would yours be if you were suddenly thrown to?
So, probably. Probably is so.
Either that or, okay, so.
Yeah, so oh, thanks, Bernie.
We both include the word so. It's like we're leading on to something. We just got to quickly... They've got those 2 words to think of what we're about to say.
10 minutes. So, 10 minutes to go.
That's what I do. I look at the time, I'm just like, right.
Leclerc's still in the pit lane having some setup changes, as Bernie told us a minute ago. Interesting enough, but can I just direct you down to Zhou and Stroll, who matched on the last lap times? Not the fastest laps, but their last lap times are matched, 121.1.
What is it with matching cars?
That is quite weird. Both on different tyre tips as well.
Also, I saw the F2 qualifying classification.
Yeah, that was insane.
That must have been yeah. Wow.
Honestly, I was expecting the same in F1 Academy and F1. Oh, Max! Locked up, entering to 1 and has to cut across the track. Using the bar
Did you hear
system.
what happened in F1 Academy, Josh T?
No.
Repeat of F1 calendar quali. top two had exactly the same lap time.
1:47.420, something like that.
It was Pullin and Bustamante.
That was practice though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was practice, yeah.
I'm not... Oh, Landa's got off at turn 11 as well.
I was having it on in the background at work. On my Bluetooth headphones.
Sure.
Oh, I've got Bluetooth.
Same. Just not with me right now.
You need to super glue mine.
I know. Soon, however, we will have a wireless microphone and Bluetooth headphones, which means I can go totally wireless at events. That's going to be a relief to my poor back. Looking equipment around. Just going wireless. I'm going solo.
I'll be in Silverstone in a month.
For
Formula student.
F1 student, yeah, that's it. Just have to remember myself what you were there for. 3 weeks till Silverstone.
Yeah, to F1 Silverstone. I'm not going because of personal reasons and money. Yay!
Yeah, we've got to ask Jess. We worked out it was $4,000 for 4 tickets. Did you spend $1,000 on your ticket for Silverstone last year?
No, it was about 600. I got it on the pre-sale.
Oh, so they've gone up
last year.
They have gone up.
Yeah, they've gone up. Yeah.
Thank you, Jess. We were wondering.
Well, I
Yeah.
I paid it in instalments, like with the PayPal pay-in free. So I paid like 200 to 300 quid, like per month.
Now you say it, I remember you telling us about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't pay like it all in one instalment. I just paid in 3 lumps for free.
Oh, I just realised the footage that Jess took last year, we couldn't load it for members. Yeah.
If you want.
I've just remembered that.
I'm gutted I can't go this year, but yeah.
You'd have to be paying a lot more.
Yes.
Well, I'll go to Formula E, so I'm going to see something.
You're touring cars too, hopefully.
And touring cars, yeah. But Formula E first.
I wonder how.
Saturday.
I wonder who's going to help me with that. Hi. It's in October. I have to go to Kent.
Who's going to be there to help you in Formula E in London, where most of us are going to be in London?
Hi. I'm looking at Megan, by the way.
It's you.
It'll be Megan.
Okay.
Tom Dillon will probably pop up somewhere along the line. I'm going to message Kieran. I'm going to message George. I'm going to message everybody. Gatemore owes me some commentary, so...
In August.
Yeah, he does.
Can't wait for Tom to come on the commentary.
In August, I'm going to London for the first time in 9 years.
That's going to be nice.
So much
where are you going? Anywhere in particular?
Harry Potter World. She's off Harry Potter World.
Ah.
Do you know I've got 2 weeks holiday? When I go down to World Superbikes, I'm going down on the Monday to spend time with Kelly and Dan's out and then I'm after that on the Sunday, everything's over. I'll be there, but on the Monday after, I'm going down to York. So you won't see me for 2 weeks because I'll be back on the Thursday, ready for the next Grand Prix.
I won't see you for 2 weeks.
What about that?
Separation anxiety is going to be hard.
Holiday.
McLaren's last win at the Spanish Grand Prix was with Kimi Räikkönen in 2005. That was the year of my birth. That was actually my first Grand Prix.
It was your first Grand Prix?
Yeah. Last time they won, it was my first Grand Prix.
Is that right? McLaren's last win here was 2005?
Yeah.
Are you sure? 6?
Yes.
7. 6 was Alonso. 7 was... Räikkönen?
It's on the screen, so it has to be like a replay.
Lando. This is into Campsa. Twitch. Oh, just runs wide. Here's the radio.
I hit the floor pretty hard.
You did.
Okay, understood.
You see it in the background there, yeah.
Oh, and on the gravel as well.
You're just like, I can't save this. So I just stayed there.
Charles only done 13 laps in this session as well. He's not that far behind everybody, but this is not a good run for Charles, losing on so much time.
I feel like Yuki's been a bit quiet.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, next year we're going to look to move the commentary box stuff around.
Oh.
In terms of roles. Sonoda, front under rotation sucks. You say?
Well, at least not using other words.
By the way, how good AI has just made me spin towards the final corner.
Oh. Oh, is that what you're doing, Jess? Are you racing?
I'm practicing.
You really should get Jess to a lap of... actually, she'll do it in F1 Academy, thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to voice it over tomorrow though.
Ah, that's fine.
I'm busy all tonight, so I can't do it tonight.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting... Although the box is cooled down now, so that's something. But I'm very much looking forward... 2 minutes 44.
You're looking forward to having a rest. Yeah, we got. It's 4:57, Josh.
I'm looking forward to Doctor Who.
Let's go have Danica.
And hard braking zone, probably one of the two passing zones here on the track, 1 and into 10. So I'm really getting a feel for how stable the car is, how deep they can brake, and kind of like what I saw in turn 6, turn 7, is that Mercedes is able to get into the corners so deep, and the other car that I was able to get in really deep is Ferrari. They just carry so much speed getting into the corner, and so to kind of expand upon what I was mentioning about the attitude of the car and with bottoming out, is that, for instance, here under braking, if the car is nice and low, it's going to be much better on the brakes. It's going to be much more stable, have more grip. If the back end is up, then that's going to make the car really want to lean forward, and it's not going to be as stable and have as good a braking zone stability. On top of that, if there's an issue with understeer and the attitude of the car is more pitched and the back is higher, that's going to cause catastrophe, because not only is it not turning, but then the back is lighter as well. The back is high to get it to turn, and so if it's not turning, then it also doesn't want to give you the back end that a car low would. So I don't know, by the looks of it here, it looks like Ferrari and Mercedes have what I would call a low, very stable car, and perhaps that's what's giving them the speed right now.
She's worrying me.
Danica, thank you.
I do not know how Danica Patrick has got to a part of the circuit where you're not allowed.
Only marshals are meant to be there.
Yeah, she's behind the safer barrier and the catch fencing. But I've been to that part of the track where she's at. There's no physical way to get there. She must have crawled through the photographer access point, which is highly illegal. Like, they rip your pass up and throw it out if they catch. That is very dangerous from Danica. That's stupid from Danica.
There's a reason why you're not meant to be there. That's because it's a high-speed corner.
I'm very alarmed about that. That she's done that, to be fair. And the Sky Crew have done that. That's very...
I was getting worried because she kept leaning her hand over the side. I'm just like, don't.
I've been to this circuit. Let me tell you something. Where they are, there's a little square where the photographers can sit and they can shoot, because there's another one just 2 meters down. That's where the camera is for turn 10. So where they've gone is they've crawled through the photography square and they're standing on the in between the gap of the concrete post and the catch fencing.
I'm pretty sure the only people who are allowed to actually crawl through that and
marshals
get to there are marshals.
Even that, they're not meant to be there. So how the
And that's only for like quick.
I don't know how she's done that, but that's not very legal. Big puff of smoke there from the other side of Hamilton's car. But yeah, that's very much not legal. JT, you're a marshal. That's a big no-no, isn't it?
I mean, it wasn't the best place to be.
Dangerous.
Wait, you're a marshal?
I mean, I've done the training. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
He's not just on here for that, you know. He's two experts. That's why anything race control related and marshalling related, I always throw down to him on it. I know the flag's out.
I leave.
What?
I leave.
Oh, I think I see 25.
Okay.
They're going to be back in about 25 minutes.
hopefully.
If not, oh, she better be. I'm not doing anything.
If not, I'll be on my own, and that won't be good.
I wouldn't do that. She just said I wouldn't do that to you, Jess.
Oh, thanks, Megan.
She would do it to me, though. Yeah, she's pointing that she would do it to me, cheeky devil.
See you, Megan.
I'm just going to throw a chair at her. Right. End of the session. It's Hamilton who's actually ended the session fastest. Kenny's saying as well, Sonjay's dangerous but accurate. All the marshals are chilling behind her. They're further down on the marshal point. So I saw that too. But where they are, there's a B. All right, fine. Where there is a marshal point, but that's further down, and that's actually in the marshal point hut that's in the area. So that's actually a hut and a marshal point. But where she was, that was the photography area. So it goes along the wall, and then there's the hut, and then the wall continues on, straight down. So it's a separate area. I saw those marshals too. But I've been here, I know exactly where that part of the track is. I've walked it for 4 days. I know exactly where that is. And you can't get there. Gasly on pole position. Feeds the clutch out. Nice drop. That's an okay start. 7 out of 10. Just looks completely dead as it gets down towards turn number 1. That's me done for the day. It's Jess's turn now. And then, are you doing practice 1 later, Josh T? On radio?
If you really want me to do, I can.
Please. I get to sleep. Because I have to be woken up at 11:45 to watch Doctor Who. Oh, for God's sake. If you're a British person, I'm sorry to say this, but Mrs. Brown's Boys has been recommissioned for 2 further Christmas specials. Just let it die! I hate that show. Starts off funny, but then it got worse. Right, let's take a look at then. Oops. I've dropped my phone on the desk. Here's the session results. That's what I was waiting for. Lewis Hamilton fastest, 1:13.264. Carlos Sainz is second by 22 thousandths of a second. Lando Norris is third by 33 thousandths of a second. Again, so minute margins here across all classes. F1, F2, F3 and F1 Academy. Gasly is fourth, impressive for him in the Alpine, very impressive. And then we get Max Verstappen putting it in 5th place. Leclerc is 6th with Piastri 7th. Russell 8th, Ocon 9th, Bottas rounds out the top 10. Magnussen 11th from Hulkenberg 12th, Perez down in 13th, Alonso 14th, Tsunoda 15th, Ricciardo 16th, Zhou 17th, Stroll 18th, Albon 19th, and Sargent has 20th. Well, a fascinating pre-practice 2 session as Max Verstappen now comes back in to the pit lane area as well. Not too bad at all. Let's get the thoughts then, starting with you, Jess, as you get ready for F1 Academy. What did you make of FP2?
Quite a close session. I like this. I think it's become more close with the fact that the teams are all close together. So I'm excited for FP3 tomorrow, and I wonder what qualifying we'll have in store too. So looking forward to it.
And Josh T, what about you?
Well, it was a bit boring, wasn't it?
It was actually, yeah.
NASCAR has the Stage 2 podcast. This is the Practice 2 podcast. It seems like. Hello, George.
Yeah, seems like that. And it seems also like they've stolen my idea of having the orbit of the track. Hello, George. Coming into it as well. So, my thanks to JT, my thanks to Jess, my thanks to Megan, my thanks to all of you at home as well. Jess and Megan are gearing up to commentate on F1 Academy and their qualifying session. That's coming up shortly. But from us all here, thanks for your company. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.